Oscar de la Renta has been a giant of women's fashion for more than half a century. He has dressed everyone from Jackie Kennedy to Taylor Swift. Some of his most famous designs are part of a new exhibition at the Clinton Presidential Library in Arkansas. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you, William.
So this is a little bit new, isn't it? A fashion designer's collections at a presidential library.
You know, I have never really had an archive of my clothes because I don't believe in the past. I think that one has to move on. I always think that in fashion, what is important is today and what happened and what I'm going to be doing next. I always said that my greatest ability is that I have the memory of a mosquito, and I forget what I did in the past, and is what I'm going to be doing next.
Yes. There are gowns at the exhibit, dresses that Laura Bush wore, Anne Hathaway, Sarah Jessica Parker. What do you think makes a beautiful gown?
That the woman feels great in it. That's what makes it weird. You know, you have to look at the woman first. If you look at the gown first and you look at the gown after, then it's a bad gown.
You have dressed every first lady for half a century,
well,
right?
not all of them,
not
but quite a few.
Not Mrs. Obama. Yes, would you like to?
I haven't dressed Mrs. Obama. I would love to dress Mrs. Obama. I think she's a very stylish lady, and I've seen that. But you know, I think that there's a lot of young designers that deserve, you know, that chance, and you know, only in this country, you know, we pay so much attention to what the first lady wears.
What's happening in fashion today?
You know, what happened to women the last 20, 30 years is unbelievable. And I'm so lucky that I am a witness to what has happened to women in the last 30 years. I remember.
And what do you mean? What has happened?
Listen, I remember when I first came to New York, a woman, if she was wearing a pair of pants, she would not be allowed into a restaurant. So,
right, how much has changed? And now
so,
in sleeveless dresses.
You know, today, I think that the 21st century, I'm sorry, Charlie, for you, this is the century of the woman.
The century of the woman, absolutely. I agree with you.
That,
yeah, Charlie's for that. We were all in agreement.
Nora, let me tell you one thing about this man who's my friend. When I think about him, always, the first thing I think about is not fashion designer's friend. He has more friends who just care about him than anyone I know, and knows more interesting people who enjoy his company. And he is joined by the most extraordinary woman I know, Annette de la Renta. But friendship means everything to you. Tell me about that.
Well, friendship is, you know, family friendship. You know, I'm not a loner. I hate to be alone.
Exactly.
I think that is my biggest, you know, my Achilles heel is that I hate to be alone.
Yeah.
I love to be surrounded by people. Even in my studio, you know, where I work, I love to be. I love to be challenged, because only when I'm being challenged I can work. You know, I'm not really someone that like to do things on my own.
You also befriended John Galliano after he ran into controversy, and gave him a chance to come.
Well, Anna Wintour actually asked me if I would have John in my studio for 3 weeks. And I said, yes, of course. I've known John for 30 years, you know, over 35 years. And I was happy that I gave him that second chance. And I hope that he will survive all of this, because he's an extremely talented man.
What is the talent of a designer?
To understand that woman. To understand
then I would never be a great designer.
Well,
but you're a great co-host, which involves a lot of the same traits, right?
You know, I always say that to be a good designer, you have to keep your eyes open and understand that woman, and understand who your consumer is, what her life is, her aspirations. You know, today is a very difficult time to be a designer, because it's the most exciting time, because never, ever there have been a woman that's in control of her destiny as a woman today. You know, you don't have to go to your boyfriend or your husband or whoever and ask, can I buy the dress? You're doing your own choices yourself.
You're singing her song, Oscar.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And this is very exciting.
Oscar de la Renta, thanks.